Hi, this is Pearl's Oven, and I'm here to show you how I make my banana bread. So in this bowl, I have my bananas in it already. Let me show you how your banana should look like. It should be, if you can even get a softer one, it will be the softer it is, the softer it is, the more sweeter it is. So I'm going to send the recipe for this bread at the end of the class. But for this class, I'm making just half the recipe just to demonstrate the procedures on how to make banana bread. So I have my banana in the bowl, and I'm going to mash with my fork. So like I said, the softer your banana is, the sweeter it is for your customers and for you, for your own personal consumption. And in fact, you don't really need much sugar for it. So yeah, I have my mashed bananas. See, you can also use your hands, but just make sure that you wash your hands properly before using your hands. But I prefer using a fork, so it's easier when the banana is soft using your fork. So next, I'm going to pour in my sugar. I'm going to send the measurements for everything at the end of the class. So you pour in your sugar, you can see, and your egg. Pour in your egg. So remember, this is a is a this is a quick bread. Banana bread is not cake, it's a quick bread. The only difference is that you're not making use of yeast, you're using baking powder for this bread. But it's a quick bread. It means that you just have your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients, and you just combine together. You're not creaming it. It's not a cake that you cream. You have to cream the butter and the sugar. This one is a quick bread. You just add the wet, and so I'm pouring in my melted butter. So since we are not creaming it, then you have to melt your butter. Since you're not creaming it, you have to melt your butter for easy combining it, so that the combination, so that when you are mixing it, it will be convenient for you to mix. So here we go. So I'm going to be mixing this together. So remember, I said it's a quick bread, so you don't need a mixer for this. You don't need it at all. You just need your hand whisk. I have stand mixer and hand mixer, but I don't use it for my banana bread because I'm making a bread, not a cake. So I just use my hand whisk to combine the wet ingredients properly together before adding my dry ingredients. You can see it's just a quick bread. You don't need to stay long on it at all, and it's going to come out so fine. Here we go. So into my dry ingredients, I'm going to be adding my baking powder. I'm going to send the recipe for this at the end of the class. So I'm just showing you the method, the procedure. So I love cinnamon in my banana bread. I love it so much. So don't forget to add your salt. Salt brings out the sweetness. It helps to bring out the sweetness. So I combine this together for proper incorporation. It's a very quick bread. You don't need to waste time on it at all. So I switch over to my spatula. I remember I use the hand whisk to mix the wet, but to incorporate dry into it, I'll switch into my spatula. So you just pour it inside and you combine till everything is properly folded together. So for the sugar, most times I prefer using brown sugar because I love the sweetness it gives and the color, the texture. So most times I prefer using brown sugar. So if you have brown sugar, use it. It's also the same measurement. You really love it when you use brown sugar. So at this point, this is the point you can add anything you want to add. If you want to add your chocolates, if you want to add your nuts, if you want to add your fruits, anything you want to add, just be creative. At this point, you can add them. So now I'm adding, for this class, I'll be adding coconut shavings to it, just to give it a little bit of crunchiness. I love, whenever whenever I bite into my banana bread, I love having it with a little bit of crunchiness in it. So here you go. This is a banana bread batter. Well, don't mix it too much so that it will maintain the moistness. So whenever I want to produce for customers, I make sure I measure out my batter into my baking pan. So I already know what each recipe how should give me, you know. I don't exceed that. So with this, you'll be able to calculate your costs. You'll be able to calculate your profits. So I'm gonna be adding some mixed fruits on my banana bread. You can add anything you want. You can add cookies, you know. You can add almonds, any kind of nuts. You can add it, or you can even leave it just the way it is, because some customers don't like toppings on theirs. So you can just leave it the way it is. So it's, and remember, before mixing, you have to preheat your oven. You bake at 180 degrees to come out. If you use brown sugar, the appearance, the color of the batter will be a little bit brownish, and I love that, instead of this whitish color.